Anin, say go. Thank you for joining me today as we take a look at tips and tricks for freezing seasonal fruits. You may be wondering why not to just buy frozen fruit in the first place. Well, that's certainly an option, but buying local fruit allows you to support local farmers and optimize the health benefits while lowering the environmental impact since it doesn't have to travel so far. Also, freezing your own fruit helps you avoid the plastic bag that store-bought frozen fruit comes in, which can't be recycled. It's better for all involved to freeze your own, and it just takes a few minutes. Continue watching to get tips on preparing, freezing, storing, and thawing your frozen fruit. Now, let's take a look at when some of our favorite fruits are in season in Ontario. The best way to freeze fresh fruit requires an extra step than just throwing it in the freezer, but it's well worth it. Here's the super easy process. Fruits are important for a healthy diet, but they quite literally go from farm to table to get to you. And who knows if that journey included a pit stop on the grocery store floor. So, how should you wash your produce when you get it home? The CDC provides detailed instructions for washing fresh produce. They recommend cleaning fruits before eating, cutting, or cooking unless the package says the produce has already been washed. They also recommend washing or scrubbing the produce under running water even if you won't be eating the peel, as dirt or germs on the skin can get inside the fruit when you cut it. To dry washed fruit, use a clean paper towel. When you're preparing your fruit, you're going to want to make sure that you remove the cores and stems and all of the things that you typically wouldn't want to eat if you were eating it fresh. For fruits that tend to brown, like apples, peaches, nectarines, and apricots, treat with ascorbic acid. Look for the powdered form in health food stores, drugstores, and some grocery stores in the vitamin aisle. To make an ascorbic acid wash, you'll dissolve half a teaspoon of ascorbic acid powder or finely crushed vitamin C tablets into 3 tablespoons of water. Sprinkle this mixture over the cut fruit. Another acceptable substitute would be to slice the fruit and dip the slices in an acid-diluted water bath. About 1 quart of water plus a tablespoon of lemon juice before drying and freezing. You'll place the cut-up fruit in a single layer on a baking sheet lined with compostable parchment paper or a silicone sheet liner. Freeze the fruit on the baking sheet for about 2 to 3 hours or until fully frozen. Pre-freezing the fruit on a tray prevents the fruit from sticking together, so you don't end up with one big blob. We've probably all been there, and it's kind of a pain. The key to packing fruits for freezing is to keep moisture inside the package and air outside. Contact with air can cause changes in flavor and color. Pack fruit in airtight containers or moisture-proof, heavy-duty freezer bags and force out as much air as possible. Wrap freezer bags in heavy-duty foil and seal with freezer tape. Stay away from plastic sandwich bags, which are not heavy-duty enough. A few hours before adding your fruit to the freezer, set the freezer to its coldest setting and don't overload the freezer. It will slow the freezing process. Frozen fruit will remain safe to eat for an extended period of time, but you may want to enjoy it within 6 to 9 months. When you're ready to thaw your fruit, you can do so in the fridge or by running the container under cold water. Make sure to only thaw as much as you want to use. You won't want to freeze it again. Most fruit changes consistency when frozen, then thawed, so you may not be eating previously frozen fruit in the way you would eat fresh fruit. Remember, you can also use your frozen fruit by directly placing it into recipes. One of the easiest ways to use frozen fruit is in a smoothie. I also love to add frozen fruit into my morning oatmeal. It thaws as the oatmeal cooks, or use it to top yogurt or ice cream. Frozen blueberries are delicious in cereal as well. Frozen grapes and blueberries can be eaten straight from the freezer. Let's take a closer look at some freezing tips for some of our favorite fruits. Berries come in all shapes and sizes. You'll want to wash blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, or strawberries and stem them if necessary. Dry thoroughly before freezing whole. Strawberries take well to being sliced as well. The best freezer method for preserving lemons, limes, grapefruit, or oranges is to save the zest and the juice separately. Juice the citrus and transfer juice to an ice cube tray to freeze. You could also freeze the juice in a seal-tight plastic bag and lay it flat in your freezer. You could simply zest citrus directly into a freezer bag, but here's a tip. Divide citrus zest into single-serving portions, such as teaspoons or tablespoons for convenience. For kiwi, you'll want to peel first and then slice before freezing. Peel and cut your mangoes before freezing. Sweet apples tend to hold their flavor better in the freezer than tart varieties. Peel their skins and slice them before freezing. If you're freezing a large batch and want to prevent browning, then soak the apples in a saltwater solution as you're prepping them. Stone fruit includes peaches, plums, and pluots. You'll want to peel each of them before slicing and freezing. Apricots do not require peeling, and cherries should be pitted before freezing. For pineapple, you'll peel and core the pineapple before slicing and cutting, and then freeze. If your pineapple is particularly ripe, save the leftover juice and freeze that too. For melons, such as cantaloupe, honeydew, and Crenshaw varieties, they all freeze well. Watermelon, however, does not, due to its very high water content. Jimmy Gwitch for taking the time to join us today as we took a look at tips and tricks for freezing fresh seasonal fruit. If you're looking for more information, please feel free to reach out to our CAPC facilitator at capc@nowasa.ca. Until next time, Ona.